I gotta find the off button. Give me a minute. Hello, everybody. This is Jason Akers with Green Akers Pest Control. Hope everybody's having a good night, good day, whatever, wherever you are, what time it is. I don't know. Lots of people watch me from all over the world. Good evening. So, I hope everybody's having a great night, great time. I want to start this show off with a little talk that I want to do, and I've been wanting to make a video, but I haven't had any time, and I want to show this first before I even take any calls or before I go into any, discussion about questions or anything like that. I want to talk about rats. I want to talk about rats, mice, rodent control. And the reason I want to talk about this is because we have had probably one of the busiest rat, mouse, rodent, whatever you want to call it. We have had the busiest season that I've ever experienced in my entire career in Virginia this year. The mice and the rats have been out of control. They've been really bad. I don't know if it's been that way everywhere else, but it's been that way where I live, around Lynchburg, Roanoke, Bedford, Virginia. It's been very, very, very busy. And I want to go over rodenticides. So, in the past, if you had a mouse or a rat issue, you could go to, Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, and buy some rat poison. In fact, you can do that today. Let's look this up real quick. Now, this is not the type of rat poison that I use, but let's go to Lowe's.com just to get an idea, and go to rat poison. And let's see what they sell. All right? These are some of the common things you can get, rodent killer. You could get actual, poison, rodenticide, stuff like that. Different ways that you could take care of mice and rats on your property. So let's see. Let's look up Decon, because that's a really common, rodenticide. There's Decon right there. Really common pesticide, rodenticide, whatever. And you could buy blocks. You could put it in bait stations. That's what it's for, to kill mice and rats. Okay? Mouse poison. All right, it's really easy to go to the store and buy this. So, you don't even have to go to Lowe's. You can go to Amazon. All right, Amazon. And let's search rat poison. Here's lots of different rat poisons you could buy. Block bait, the whole bucket, of block bait. Good, decent stuff. All right. Not all of this stuff is good. Not all of it works for mice and rats. But, it is something that we have grown to understand, that we don't want mice. We don't want rats. We don't want these things living in our home. So, the bubonic plague still exists. Actually, a little girl died last year. Sad story. Out Midwest. From bubonic plague. It still does exist. We do have cases of it periodically, even in the United States, of the bubonic plague. The hantavirus is real. It does kill about 150,000 people worldwide every year. These are diseases that rats and mice carry. It's just two of the many diseases that mice and rats carry. And so why am I talking about mice and rats? So the reason I'm going over this is because I want you to understand that the government wants to take rodenticide away from the public. And this sounds crazy. It's absolutely, when I heard about this late. Apparently, in November, the EPA approached the government, lobbyists approached the government to outlaw rat poison. So, I want to go over this right now, and I want to talk about it. So, if you go here, this is a little graphic, an infographic that was made, that the EPA has now proposed changes that will fundamentally impact how rodent control is conducted. All rodenticides, including block and soft bait forms, will become restricted use pesticides. All right, what does that mean? A restricted use pesticide is a pesticide that you have to have a license to buy. So I am licensed under the state of Virginia in order to apply pesticides. In order to buy a restricted use pesticide, you have to have a license. Okay? Now, the reason this is being done is because they're trying to stop people from poisoning animals that, aren't considered target animals. For example, if you're setting out rat poison for like rats and mice, and you accidentally poison someone's dog or cat, or maybe a possum or a skunk or something that you're not supposed to poison. You're supposed to be poisoning rats and mice, and you accidentally poison something else. That would be considered an accidental poisoning, and it's a non-target poisoning. So the target is the mouse and the rat. Anything other than a mouse and a rat is considered non-target. It's not your target. So what they're trying to do is because pest control, very rarely do we poison non-target animals, because we use bait stations. We have different things we can actually do in order to try to stop our baits from targeting animals that aren't supposed to be targeted. We could place them in places that only those animals have access to, like, for example, tracking powder and things like that. You could put in a burrow where only rats and mice are going to go. There's different ways that we can do it, that we're trained to do this. The public doesn't usually get this kind of training, so they can accidentally poison things like people's cats and dogs. So to see something like this come up, where all rodenticides, including box off bait forms, are going to be restricted, well, that sounds great, because you're like, well, I don't want people to accidentally poison my dog, or my cat, or my horse, or my donkey, or my zebra, or whatever, whatever animal you happen to have. I don't want my neighbor poisoning my pet bunny rabbit. That's something that, you think that's good. They just have to hire somebody to get rid of mice and rats anyway. But the problem is, and like I said, it sounds good on the surface, but let me explain to you what happens when rodenticides are heavily regulated. And this is the heaviest regulation that the industry has ever seen since rat poison has been invented on the control of who can and cannot purchase rat poison. Okay, so there have been some regulations put on like single feed poisons, where basically what that means is a rat or a mouse comes along and they're like, oh, it's rat poison, num num num, and they eat it, and then they die. They only have to feed once. They take one bite and they get a lethal dose and they die. That's considered single feed poisoning or acute poison. All right. Chronic poisoning is when a rat or a mouse has to eat multiple feedings to die. And so that's less toxic. But what will happen when a mouse or a rat eats less toxic poison is they get sick, they don't die, they become bait shy, and they won't eat anymore. So, then they won't die, they get better. And so this is an issue. So what people have done is they've taken poor people out of the equation. All right. You got inner city areas. I deal with a lot of inner city people. I deal with a lot of low income families, and a lot of times they can't afford pest control. If it wasn't for the landlord paying for pest control, they wouldn't have pest control. If it wasn't for DSS, sometimes DSS will pay for us to go in and treat a house for bed bugs or cockroaches. If it wasn't for these programs, they would not have pest control. Now, does that mean they wouldn't try to do it themselves? Of course not. No one wants mice and rats living in their house. But I will tell you what will happen. A lot of people say we're trying to save birds of prey, like owls and hawks and eagles and things that eat the mice and the rats that eat the rat poison. So this is what they say. But let me explain to you that this is not a concern. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because, and this is actually in the state manual. I am licensed through the state of Virginia. I have to read all these manuals. In fact, if I could pull them out, I'd show them to you. Let me see, are they up here? I don't know where they are. I've got them here somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, it's like that thick. That much information you have to learn in order to get your license. So in the book, they talk about accidental poisoning. They talk about second generation poison. Now that is when a rodenticide passes from the target animal into a non-target animal because the non-target animal eats it, like a bird. Like, so if you poison a rat or a mouse and a hawk comes in and goes, "Caw!" and eats the rat, eats the mouse, then the bird kills over, dies because it ate a mouse that was poisoned with rat poison. Or a cat eats a mouse and it dies. All right, that very rarely happens. Less than 1% actually is the number. And the reason this is because rodenticides are designed to break down in the digestive tract. That's how it kills the animal. By the time the animal actually dies, the rodenticide is not even strong enough to poison a second animal. Even though there is the possibility of second generation kill, it's so minuscule, it's not really a problem. In fact, last year, more birds died through euthanasia of dogs and cats. Let me explain. You take your dog to the pound, or stray dogs go to the pound. They stay at the pound for 7 to 10 days, whatever is the limit for where you live. And that dog doesn't get adopted by another family. They euthanize that dog. Where do they bury it? They take it to the landfill. At least they do in Bedford County. There is an area of the landfill that is separated for animals. So for example, if you hit a deer on the road, where does that deer get taken? It doesn't just get thrown over in a ditch. It gets buried. So they take these animals to a landfill. They put them inside the landfill. The birds, carrion birds like eagles, bald eagles specifically, this is what the story's about, came in feeding on the carcasses of the dead animals because they're left open. I mean, they don't bury them all right away. They leave them open until they get enough and then they bury them. All right. So the birds are feeding on these animals that have been euthanized with normal euthanasia, normal stuff that like you would do at your veterinarian clinic. And the birds died because of the euthanasia. All right. This is what actually happens in real life. This is a real thing. This is what happens to birds. All right. Now, let's say you're worried about your neighbor's pets dying. Okay. If you outlaw rodenticide, like they're wanting to do, like here. All right. How do you kill an animal? Let's say you have a problem with rats and mice coming around your house and you're not allowed to buy rodenticide. You can't go to the store and buy rat poison, all right, like what they have here, okay? You can't go get this anymore. They won't sell it to you anymore. So what do? You know what people do? They put out a jar of antifreeze, all right? That's a horrible way to kill an animal. It's very inhumane. It's an awful way for an animal to die. People do it all the time. People still, to this day, use antifreeze to kill things like raccoons and possums and skunks coming around their house. I know of people that have used it to kill stray cats that come around their house and pee on their bushes. They'll set out a pie tin of antifreeze because animals will drink it and it kills them. Okay? So let's say you have a problem with rats and mice and you can't buy rat poison. All right? So you can't buy rat poison anymore. You can't get anything on this page anymore at all. All right? So what do? You can't have rats. You can't have mice in your house. So what you do is you send out a dish of antifreeze, which, by the way, is in the top 3 accidental poisonings in the United States. All right, number 1 being pharmaceuticals, medication. So and rodenticide's actually 7 on the list. Didn't even make the top 5. Antifreeze is up there. Antifreeze is like number 2, number 3 on the list. It's right up there, the very top of the list. All right. Is the government going to outlaw antifreeze? Are you going to be required to take your vehicle into a dealer to get antifreeze changed in your car? What if your car is overheating? You can't buy antifreeze because it's illegal. See, that doesn't make sense. So why would you outlaw rodenticide when, if poor people can't afford rat poison? They can't afford rat poison, meaning they can't afford to hire me to come and kill their rats because I'm too expensive. I have to pay for insurance. I have to pay for employees. I have to pay for... It's a lot more expensive to hire pest control than it is to just go buy some rat poison at the store. I've got videos teaching how to poison rats and mice effectively and safely on your own. All right. So what happens when people can't do this? They revert to other methods. They don't just live with rats and mice in their home. They revert to other methods of killing rats and mice. More dangerous methods. Methods that are more likely to poison animals that are non-target animals. I'll tell you a story. I knew a guy from Libya. He was great. I loved him. He died. He passed away a few years ago. He told me a story of when he used to live in Libya. He said the way he got rid of rats. Now, they weren't allowed to have a whole lot of rat poison or anything like that in Libya. And so what he would do is he would take concrete powder. He would mix 50-50 concrete powder and butter. And he would make these little teeny tiny butter balls. And it had concrete in them. And he would lay them out for rats and mice. And they would feed on it. They would eat it. It would turn into solid concrete in their belly and they would die. Okay, that's how he killed his rodent problem. That's dangerous. There are lots of animals that will eat that. Lots of animals that are not mice and rats. I asked him, I said, well, did you ever have a problem with other animals in the neighborhood dying? He said, oh, yeah, all the time, but I didn't have mice, I didn't have rats. That's the main thing. He didn't want mice, he didn't want rats. He didn't have pets. He killed neighbors' pets, but he didn't care. He didn't have mice and rats. That's the real world. That's what happens. If the government is allowed to come in and outlaw, mouse poison, then these are the things that are going to happen in the real world. This is what happens. And this is real life thing. Now, what can you do about it? You can actually go, and I'm going to put the links in the web in the chat right now, and I'll actually put them in the description for people who watch this video later. You can go. It's all the way until middle of February. They are allowing for the public to actually weigh in on this and tell people what they want and what they don't want. And I strongly suggest that every single person that watches my YouTube channel go and weigh in and tell them we don't want this. This is a bad idea. I mean, let me be honest with you. I actually stand to make more money if this is implemented, because more people will hire me to deal with their mice and rats than than wouldn't. But the problem is this is going to increase the rat and mouse problem in the inner city. It's going to, you think New York City has bad problems with rats and mice now? Enact something like this. That's all across the United States. They did this in California, and it caused a lot of issues in California, and now they're trying to do it all across the country. We don't want this. This is a bad idea. It causes a lot of issues with pest control. It makes PMPs, which is a pest control management, it requires them, because now that it's restricted use, it requires a lot more regulation on what you have to wear in order to just deal with bait stations. You have to be fully licensed in most states, where some states allow for general use pest control, which will allow everything except restricted use. But if it's restricted use, you have to have a technician go out to the house. And that's a lot more expensive for the company. It's a lot more expensive for the consumer. So not only will it, cause problems in inner city and different areas like that with mice and rats, it will also raise the price of pest control for mice and rats for the general public, because it's making it more expensive for the company. And they roll that into you. I mean, the public pays for that. So if you have to hire pest control, it's going to cost more, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You don't want this regulation. And so let me show you. There's actually a website here that you can go and weigh in. It's protectthepublichealth.com. I'm going to go ahead and post that in chat now. So if anybody wants to go and weigh in on it, that they can do it. I recommend you do it. I recommend everybody do it. Go in, you just click the little Take Action tab right here on the right side, and it brings up this webpage. Fill out the form below now. Get your message sent to the EPA, your senators, and your representatives. So I recommend doing this. And like I said, this is something I don't usually do. I'm not an activist. I'm not one of these people that tries to get people to let's email your senator or whatever. But this is a serious thing. Mice and rats are absolutely a serious health concern, and this is something you need to do as a consumer. So, anyway, let's talk about bugs, if you want. Well, we can talk about this if you want, the mice and rat stuff. But I just wanted to get that said right off the top of the show. It took me 20 minutes, but I had to get on my soapbox. I really want to help as many people as I can, and I don't think it helps anyone at all making something like rat poison illegal. I think that's ridiculously stupid. I think that's probably the dumbest thing that anyone's ever proposed to, pest control. I think it's crazy. Let's see. What's everybody talking about? Oh, I want to also mention I've only got maybe a half hour to talk tonight after all that I've said, because I have hurt my back. I have a sciatic problem. I went and twisted the wrong way a couple days ago, and it hurts me to actually sit at my desk and talk online. But I wanted to get this said about the rats and mice. I really wanted to make a video. I have not had the chance to make a video on it, and I thought it's the best time to do it. We'll do it on a live stream. I'll talk about it live with everybody if you guys are curious and want to understand about it. You only have until the middle of February. That's when, everything is voted on after, everybody gets their word out. Then they're going to vote on it, and probably by June or July it'll get enacted. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands these changes that will jeopardize the public health and food safety. And so I want people to understand. But I have hurt my back. I can't sit here for as long as I normally can, and so I'm going to sit here as long as I can, and I'm going to get up. I'm going to get off my butt because it hurts. Let's see. Have you heard anything more on bird mites and oak mites lately? I have not. Let's see. Years ago, lots of cats and dogs died in my neighborhood from eating poison and dead mice. Hey, Jason, I've applied Crossfire 3 times since October, but I'm still getting bit. Do you have any actual bugs? Have you found actual live bugs, Stephen? I think the problem was they used store-bought and also put a lot outside. Let's see. Bird of prey, owls, hawks too. Let's see. I remember you saying that alpine withstands heat better than crossfire. I didn't say that. That's not true. It's temperate that withstands heat better than crossfire. Would it be better to apply alpine in an apartment with long electric heat registers than crossfire? It's not going to matter. Heat, it's only extreme heat that breaks down pesticides. Let's see. Hey, Jason. I just wanted to say I really appreciate everything you do. My grandson has had bed bugs for about the last 5 years, and with your help, we've more progress than we've ever had before. Great. Good news. I am cold, so I'm wearing a long sleeve t-shirt, but I'm also wearing my brand new t-shirt that I was given, which is amazing. It's awesome. Somebody sent it to me on my post office box, and I'm going to show it off again. I showed it off last week, but I got to show it off again because it's my favorite shirt that I've got so far. See that? Killing for a living. And it says it on the back too. It says it on the back too. Killing for a living. It's got my phone number for my business. I wear it out. Let me admit something to you. I've worn it almost every day, and I haven't washed it yet since last week. I'm probably gross and nasty and disgusting, but it's my favorite shirt. I mean, I wear my uniform during the day, so I don't wear it like all the time, but I'll wear it when I get home. First thing I do is take my uniform off and put it on. Anyway, maybe I'm just a little kid, but it's my favorite shirt. What's your opinion of New Van Pro strips for my vehicle? I don't recommend them. They create toxic gas that can kill you. I don't recommend it. Hey, Kenju. I saw it $5, Kenju, but I was on a soapbox. Thank you. Hey, Jason. I've definitely seen bed bugs before back in October. Since I've applied back in October, I haven't seen them. The only one noticing bites, though, in my apartment. So that's what I'm saying. If you haven't found any bugs, even though you're getting bug bites, don't assume it's bed bugs. You could assume it's something else. Crossfire doesn't kill everything. It's not for everything. It's only for bed bugs. And there have been instances where I have gone and applied Crossfire, and it doesn't kill every bug a person has in their home. So, like, if they've got a problem with, like, a, say, let me think, what is it? Mites. Mites is a really good example of things that aren't killed by Crossfire. Carpet beetles are not killed as well with Crossfire. They're fleas. Fleas are not killed by Crossfire. So there are chemicals that will not kill all bugs that bite you. Mosquitoes can avoid Crossfire. Biting flies like no-see-ums, things like that, can avoid Crossfire. So, Crossfire kills bed bugs because it's designed to kill bed bugs. It's really only for bed bugs, and that's what it works best on. So if you haven't seen any actual bed bugs since October, I would assume you killed the bed bugs and it may be something else bothering you. It's very possible that you were bitten by the bed bugs, but you also had something else. Most of the time when I go into a bed bug job, they have bed bugs and carpet beetles together. And so typically in houses like that, I will treat the entire house general pest control with Alpine, like on the baseboards, cracks, crevices, stuff like that. And then I will treat all the beds, the couches, love seat, lazy boys, bed frames, stuff like that with Crossfire. So I know the Crossfire will kill the bed bugs and the Alpine will kill everything else, if you understand what I'm saying. Hey, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for the $5 and a little jumping man. It looks like a controller. So I can get my stuff in the picture here. See, I got both of them pictures. There we go. I got my camera is mounted to my monitor. So like, if I turn my monitor, it turns my camera, kind of like a tripod. So, what is the likelihood of getting bed bugs in the car? Highly likely. Highly likely. It happens all the time. I always treat automobiles. Whenever I do a house for bed bugs, I treat the automobile too. Why bed bugs and carpet beetles together? Okay, so a lot of times carpet beetles are actually really, really common. They like to eat things like dust and skin cells. You know, dust consists of things like carpet beetles like to eat, like skin cells and hair and stuff like that. And that's what carpet beetles feed on. When you flip a mattress or a bed, just a whole bed, look at it this way. You take your couch and you turn it upside down to treat around the legs and the skirting and stuff like that. A lot of times you will actually find carpet beetles in the skirting of the couch because it's a place that doesn't get vacuumed regularly. It's a place that doesn't get cleaned. Now, houses that stay really, really clean, you don't really find very many carpet beetles because there's a lack of food. You know, the carpet beetles eat dust. If you keep the dust up, a lot of times carpet beetles aren't there. They come in from outside. And so, but it's like I said, most of the time when you're going into a house, you're an exterminator, and you're flipping furniture over that may not have been even moved since the person has lived there. If it's a bed, if it's a couch, and it's a big bulky piece of equipment, like a big piece of furniture, people don't like to move that stuff. They sit it down. In fact, a lot of times you have a mover come in, sit it down, and you leave it there. And like, that's where I want it, put it there. And they put it there, and you leave it alone. And then dust builds up underneath that furniture. That's where people say dust bunnies live, right? Under furniture. And so your carpet beetles will live there. It's a place that doesn't get hit regularly with pesticide either. You know, even if I do a house, if I go in even my own house, when I treat my own house, or when I treat customer houses, unless the couch is set away from the wall, a lot of times I don't spray behind it because it's a place that you just don't hit because you can't really do a good job. You can't see it. You can't see what you're doing. And so a lot of times you'll miss those spots, and those are places that bugs can live. As likely as it is for someone that has bed bugs to ride in your car. Let's see. Hi, Jason. I have bed bugs since 4 months ago. I ordered Crossfire. My mattress has holes on the bottom, and I have old couches. Well, thank you, Samoosh. Samoosh. These are neat little things. People send these pictures now. I've been on YouTube for a while, and now you get these little pictures of like happy little things jumping and dancing, and I appreciate that. Y'all don't have to give me no money though. Oh, I'm running I got 29 people in here. I want every single person. How many people in here have used my code for my my course? How many people have gotten my bedbug course? Because I'm giving it away for free tonight. For everyone that's on my live stream, I'm giving my course away for free. I have a link for free. I'm going to post it in chat right now. I want you to go and I want you to get it for free. It's free. It's only for 100 copies. So there's 29 people. That should cover everybody in here right now. If everybody wants it, Kristen's got it. A couple people already have it. I know a couple people in here already have it. But if you don't have it and you want it, click it, go there, and get it for free. It's free. So, it's in the chat, Julie. If you see it, it's free. So, go get it. It's the highest rated bedbug course on my on Udemy at all. And probably on the entire internet. I don't know. I haven't checked everywhere, but it's one of the highest rated. And there has been one complaint over the last week. Someone said they wish I had explained better on how to mix Crossfire and what type of tank I would recommend. But there is actual links on my course to explain that. So it is there. They are reference materials. Just like when you go to Blackboard or something, if you're in college or someone like that, and they give you reference material, there is reference material built into the course to link you to things that aren't actually part of the whole 35 minutes of video footage. So, but yeah, it's free. It's free. Right now, let me see. How long is it free for? Let me see. It's free for 30 days. So you have a month to get it. And I'm going to post it on, after the live stream, I'm going to post it on the community tab. So just so you know, go to this website. Go to this website and complain. I want everybody to. But anyway, if you go to www.youtube.com/greenacrespc, that's me. All right, there I am. Look at that sexy beast. He's so attractive. I just want to marry him. All right, so if you go to this website right here and you click community tab right here, and it's going to be on this page. So, but if you're here, while you're here, click this subscribe button and subscribe. Okay? I got all kinds of links. Let me show y'all my links. A lot of times people don't know I got these links. Let me do this, because this makes it easier to see it all. There you go. So I got these links here too, up at the top of my page. If you're ever on, just on my YouTube page, I have these links up here for people that want to. I mean, I see people are donating in chat and everything, and that's really, I appreciate that. But there's also these links here. If you really want to donate, you can donate here, and then YouTube doesn't get a cut. So, but I don't care if YouTube gets a cut or not. Really, it doesn't bother me that much. I know it bothers a lot of streamers, but I don't care. I mean, they're giving me the platform. I'm here. I'm able to talk to you guys about bugs. They make it possible. So I don't care if they want money. What's the worst bedbug infestation you've seen? Do y'all want to see? Do y'all want to see the worst bedbug infestation I've seen? All right. So like I said, if you're subscribed to me on YouTube, you really should be. It's got some cool stuff on here. All right. Go to shorts. All right. These are my shorts. These are videos I made. And just so you know, I like to kill bugs. All right. Anyway, that's my favorite. All right. So if you scroll down, this is the worst bedbug job I've ever done. This is a bedbug infestation. So this used to be a chair. A chair used to sit here. And just to give you an idea of how bad they are, these are all bedbug casings. All of them. I mean, there's piles of them. They're like Rice Krispies. Piles of them. Oh my goodness. Everywhere. Just to give you an idea of the kind of things we as exterminators deal with. This is, Now, I want to break in right here. When I say that we exterminators deal with, I was the only exterminator willing to go in this house. I was the only one. I was the only one willing to go here. So, us exterminators, I mean me. Most people wouldn't do this job. An infestation that has been going on for a very long time. Years. 7 years. There's a live one right there, crawling on an outlet that they had here. It's probably one of the worst ones yet. Now you look at that. Now y'all, I don't know how to fast forward these shorts, but everything you see in that window, it's all bed bugs. Like this up here is bed bug. There's a pile of them right here. There's a pile of them right here. They're everywhere. That's the worst bed bug infestation I've ever been in. So anyway, it was crazy fun though. It was great. I killed so many bed bugs that day. In fact, I got bed bugs right here. These are my friends. See? Let's see if they're still alive. We check in. We gotta do my daily check-in. Amber Heard. Amber Heard is in here somewhere. The community has named my bed bug, and I think she might be dead. Come on, wake up. Wake up. I think she's dead, y'all. I think she's dead. She shouldn't be. I think she died. If I had been able to feed her last week, she'd still be alive. We should have a burial ceremony. Alicia, can we bury my bed bug?
Where are you going to bury it?
I don't know. Where do you think I should bury it?
I don't know. You can flush it down the toilet like a goldfish.
Flush it down the toilet like a goldfish. All right. Let's see. You're welcome, Stephen. Okay, so that person that lived in that house that I showed, this one right here, they were invalid. They weren't able to take care of themselves. And they had lived in this situation for 7 years. Both of the people that lived here actually passed away. Not because of the bed bugs, because of other health concerns. But, yes, they actually were not able to take care of themselves. Social services had to step in and remove them from the house. And when they did, a family member called me to come in and treat the house for the bedbug problem because no one would go in the house. They couldn't get anyone to go in and clean the house. They couldn't get anybody to go in there at all. And I was willing to go in and work on cleaning out the house of the bedbug problem. So that's what happened in that specific situation. A lot of people have commented on this video since I posted it. They say things like, how could people let it get that bad? What were they nasty? Could they not clean? Were they lazy? No, they were invalid. They actually could not take care of themselves. That was the problem, is they were unable to take care of themselves. And the caretaker they had that was supposed to take care of them, was a binge drinker. And so it had nothing to do with, laziness at all. It just was a very, very poor living situation. It happens all over the world. Things like this happen. But it's sad. It's sad that people had to live like this the last few years of their life. But that's the way it is. So, oh, Kenju. I don't know. This one didn't live that long. The year without a blood meal is a under perfect circumstances, like perfect living circumstances. It might still be alive, but she's not moving today. Yeah, you make it sound nasty. Why do you gotta say it like that?
I mean, you blew
Yeah,
last time.
Shush! Don't say that. People gonna think I got problems. I got problems, but that ain't one of them. Anyway.
Let me see.
Do you want to see the bed bug?
Yeah, let me see.
Okay. I tried to take the lid off.
Don't take the lid off, please.
There you go. See if you can get her to come alive. Maybe she'll work for you. Bed bugs like to eat you. But anyway, so in laboratories, under perfect living conditions that are indicative of, trying to prolong their life, bed bugs can live up to a year. That's true. But, it's in my basement. It stays cool in my basement, chilly in the basement. And I don't know when her last blood meal was before I caught her either. How can you successfully treat the house with nobody living there as bait? You could just treat it. Just treat it normally for several months. Eventually all the bed bugs will die. They're not going to stay hidden away forever. They will crawl out eventually.
There's like a shed skin in here, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that's not
her.
Herself.
No, that's not her.
Okay.
But yeah, so eventually they will wander out and die, but it could take several months. 3 to 6 months typically is what I tell people that have a vacant apartment, is that you need to treat it for 3 to 6 months. You're just going to have to deal with not having income. Here's the thing. A lot of landlords will say, I cannot go that long without getting income on my apartment. You know what you can't survive? You can't survive a lawsuit. All right? If you put a renter in an apartment that you know has bed bugs, they can legally sue you, and they can win large sums of money, which are way more than 6 months without rent. You will lose a lot of money. It is not worth it to rent an apartment that has bed bugs. Kill the bed bugs.
I have a question. Are these little dots poop?
That's poop.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you take it back. I think you killed her.
I think she died. That's a shame. I was going to feed her. Well, I'm going to get me a feeder tube together. For her. And she may not have been full grown. So the nymph doesn't typically live as long as the adult if they're not getting, more of a blood meal. And so it's possible that she was just young. I tried to catch a 5th instar, but the final stage, the adult and the final instar, they it's kind of hard to distinguish because they look so much alike when you're catching them off of a bed and you're trying to kill bed bugs for somebody. Let's see. Anybody that posted any questions when I was going on about rats and mice, feel free to post again because I probably didn't catch it. And let me post this one more time. Let's see, share coupon, copy. And this, just in case you're just getting here, I have a free course on bed bugs I'm offering tonight right here. I'll give a link again in chat. I'm gonna try to use up all 100. I had somebody contact me and they were really, low income and didn't really have any money. And so I sent them my course for free. But in order for me to run a course, that's it. I can't just give one away for free. So I decided to run 100 courses for free for the next 30 days. As long as you click the link, you get it for free. So that's a special promotion I did because someone contacted me and needed it. So I gave it to everybody. Well, 100 people. Anyway. Do you do once a month treatment of apartments? I do. Is home health high risk for acquiring bed bugs? Yes, it is. So 1 month ago, I did apply Alpine in addition to Crossfire. I've been noticing bites 3 weeks or so after applying while just laying in bed. Any tips or tricky spots I could be missing? So it's completely normal to receive bites from bed bugs up to 4 or even 5 weeks after applying Crossfire because it's non-repellent. The bed bugs don't know it's there. Typically, after the 3-week period, the bites get worse because the bed bugs can make it further into the room before they die. So it's absolutely normal to get bit after the 3rd week. In fact, the 3rd week is typically when people will reapply Crossfire in order to get a stronger residual that will kill them quicker. Oh yeah, thank you, Mars. I try to just help. I'm just trying to help. I made it. It's. I've got it online. I give it away. If I want, I give it away for free. I don't have very many places I can host this kind of a course set up this way. So they're going to charge because they're in the business of making money. But I can give away free ones, every so often. You're not even allowed, like if you're a Udemy instructor, you're not even allowed but so many promotions a year. So I try to run as many promotions as I can, as often as I can. In fact, if you're a member of the YouTube channel, if you go to YouTube and let's see, you go to my channel here and you go to join, you can join. It's $5 a month. If you join, it's like $4.99 a month. If you join, then you can become a member. You can use like the emotes and stuff in chat when you're here on the live streams. Plus, you can, I do these things on the community tab where I give courses away for free and I give stuff away for free all the time. And I also, if I put a video up early, you get first cut. So with YouTube, you do, the way it works is you upload a video to YouTube. All right. I set my videos to release on Tuesdays. I do my live streams on Thursdays. So if I put up 3 or 4 videos all at once so that I have like a backlog because it's so hard for me to find the time to sit down and record videos, members get those videos as soon as they're uploaded. I give those away to the members right away. And it may be 2 or 3 weeks before the actual general public gets to see it all. So if you subscribe plus join, if you actually join and you get all that as soon as it goes up. So like Kenju, see, he's a member. See, and you also get that little star. Like Kenju's name has a little star beside it when he chats. Let's see here right away. All right, let's see. If I do sing, right here, see this little star right here, that little star. That's his. He gets that because he's a member. And this little icon of me, that's a emote or whatever, emoticon or whatever. That's me. And you get to do that if you're a member. I don't have very many members. It's not something I promote all the time, but you can do it. If you want to, you can do it. Crossfire on my mattress is severely irritating my skin through the bedding. What should I do? I find that hard to believe. I mean, it's possible. Everybody's different, but I've never had that happen to anybody before, and I've been using it for 5 years. I mean, bed bugs will severely irritate your skin. Are you sure it's not bed bugs? I think I'm missing something somebody is saying. My grandma's garage has a disconnected garage that I've seen some bed bugs in. How to kill them with no... Are you sure it's bed bugs? Might be bat bugs living in the attic. Oh, there's Joe. See, Joe became a member. Welcome. Thank you for being a member. But yeah, typically, if it's a room that you're not living in, like, yeah, a garage, a separate garage from the house, why would bed bugs be there? Unless you pulled in with a car that was infested with bed bugs and they just kind of crawled out wandering around looking for something to eat. You may have bats. So let me show you what'll happen. Let's do this again. Actually, let's do, I haven't done one of these in a while. Let's do a draw. Let's draw. I like to draw. All right, so on your roof, let's see, let's make sure we got a fat pencil. I like a fat pencil. You got a roof. That is not a roof. That is a crappy roof, ain't it? Can I turn it? Will this thing let me rotate? See, this ain't like Photoshop. Photoshop is better. Photoshop is... Oh, I see. Never mind. Let's undo that. Let's do the roof. Boom! There's your roof. Alright? It's not on fire like in the song. But now you've got a louver vent that is typically right here. Alright? That's for your attic. So that's so you get attic ventilation. Alright? In the louver vent, you will have these little lines called louvers that go across like this. Alright? Just put some lines in here because I'm anal retentive. I got to make it look like that. Alright. So there's your louver vent. A lot of times bats will actually go in these vents. Alright? The bats are flying. Let's see. Let's do a bat. Let's take a bat. Let's do like... Batman, Batman, Batman. Watch me get... Alright, there's a bat. There's a bat. Alright? And he's flying to go in to these louver vents. Alright, he's going to live in there. Alright, bat bugs look just like bed bugs. Okay? When the bat is living in the attic, they will live there sometimes, and sometimes they won't. Like in the winter when they don't have any, mosquitoes or anything to eat. A lot of times bats will go somewhere else and they won't be in the attic anymore. If the bat is no longer in the attic, like he's sad, alright, he's like, boo, I'm sad. Alright, so he leaves. He goes this way. And he's gone flown away. He's not in your attic anymore. The bat bugs will come down into the house and they'll start living in the living area. Alright, and they look just like bed bugs. They will live on your bed just like bed bugs, and they will bite you just like bed bugs, except there is a difference. If you leave the room, don't sleep in the room, the bed bugs, the bat bugs, I should say, will eventually starve to death. They actually will starve a lot quicker than bed bugs will. They cannot survive without a blood meal for very long. They're not like bed bugs. Also, pretty much any conventional pesticide will kill bat bugs because they're not resistant. Bat bugs have not been exposed to chemical like bed bugs have, so they aren't resistant because bat bugs live with bats. They don't live with people, and bats can't spray pesticide. So as long as the bat can't spray pesticide, the bat bugs are not going to be exposed to them, so you can kill them with just about any pesticide over the counter. So if you've got bat bugs or bed bugs living in your garage, look and see if you've got bats. One of the signs of bats are you'll have poop. All right? everything poops, right? And it looks like these little stuff. It'll be like gooky, gross stuff. It'll stick to the wall sometimes at the very bottom of the ground, right below the louver. Sometimes it'll be like a little pile of it down there. Look behind shutters. That's another place that bats will live, and the bat bugs will live there, and the poop will be there. So there's places other than louver vents that bat will roost, but this is just the most common place for bats, is behind the louvers in a louver vent for your attic ventilation. Bat bugs look... People try to say that you can tell what a bat bug, the difference between bat bugs and bed bugs. You cannot tell the difference without a magnifier. You have to magnify bed bugs and bat bugs. You want to see what bed bugs look like? I showed you what bed bugs look like, all right? These are bed bugs right here, okay? Those are bed bugs. Now look, I have got this little baggie up here. I've had this thing for like years. It probably stinks horrible if I open the bag. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. These are bat bugs right here. And you see them? Is it going to focus? There they are. Now, can you tell the difference? It looks like a bed bug, doesn't it? Looks just like a bed bug. It's not. It's bat bugs. These are bat bugs. The only way that you can tell these apart is if you have a magnifier. Now, you don't need a microscope. You can tell without a microscope, but you typically need a jeweler's lens or something with higher magnification than, you know, this right here. All right, the bat bugs look different, and let me show you. I'll show you because it's real easy. There's lots of places online where you can look, and they'll show you the differences between them. So if you go, just do a Google search, all right? Google.com and search bat, bug, bed, versus bed bug, all right? It's like one of the very first images on here, okay? You could click this image right here. This is a good image. This is a really good image here. This is actually a better image than what I've used to seeing. See how the bat bugs are really hairy? And all these hairs, all right? Now, you can't go by color because this is not a comparison. You can't use this as a comparison. But this here, absolutely. You see, absolutely you can tell this is very hairy, and these aren't. These have darker eyes. The eyes are different shape. These aren't. So you can tell the difference, like, between these weird little, I don't know, the cheeks. I call them cheeks. They're not actually cheeks. I'm sure there's a scientific word for it. But there's a difference. There's differences between these, but only microscopic. You have to have a lens, some type of a magnifying lens, to tell the difference between those two bugs. They look almost identical. In fact, if you look at this picture here, they look almost the same. You know, and to look at it with the naked eye, you can't really tell the difference. It's very, very difficult. Very difficult. So, there you go. But yeah, the hairs is the easiest way to tell the difference. Bat bugs look like bed bugs. Exactly. My grandma moved a bunch of belongings from her bedroom to the garage. Thanks for the help, Kristen. That's good to know. I'll just spray Crossfire around. Yeah, and you can treat with Crossfire anywhere bed bugs are. It hurts to cough, my back. So, my wife gave me explicit instructions. You are not allowed to stream more than 45 minutes tonight. And I'm not going to say it's been 58 minutes, nearly an hour, but it has. But I get to talking, and I really like what I do, and I love my audience. I really enjoy having everybody here to talk, but my back is awful. All right, I have a very sore back. I've been going to chiropractor. I gotta go to the physical therapist tomorrow for it. I'm supposed to go out of town next week, which I don't believe I'll be here for my live stream Thursday night. I might go live out of town at a hotel. We'll do an inspection. I'll show you how to do an inspection live. Maybe I'll do one of those next week. So, look, it's very important. You see this video right here? You're watching it right now. See, everybody chatting is Joe and there's Julie, all these different people, okay? What you do is you scroll down and you click this button right here. It's really easy. Subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. We've got, what? How many people are in here now? We got 24 people. I got 15 likes. Give me some thumbs up. I would really appreciate it if you like the video. If you do like the video, that'd be fantastic. But subscribe to my channel. Stick around next week. If I get a chance, I will do a live, impromptu live stream in a hotel room. Show you how to inspect a bed for bed bugs at a hotel. And if you're interested in the free course right now, it's free. Free, free, free. Go here, click this link, and get you a copy free. I'm going to go and post it in the chat now on my community page, because like I said, you need to go and you need to subscribe to the channel and hit up the community page. I post all kinds of cool stuff in there all the time. So you guys have a really great night. I appreciate it. And hopefully my back will be better next time I see you. So y'all have a great night, and I will see you next time. Bye.